Hello, good citizens. My name is Dan, and this is an update to the incident where Alex Yelovats of VicPD, forwarded to the CRD IRSU, was recorded acting oppressive and abusive to a citizen, willfully and unlawfully. He committed discreditable conduct, abuse of authority, and committed criminal assault. He also refused to ID and violated multiple citizens' rights under the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Last but not least, he also committed fraud against the public trust and his oath of office he swore to uphold. Now, this incident has gone as far as it's going to go. You may remember that I filed a lawsuit, and my team and I served Alex Yelovats at home on December 20th, 2016. So it's been a while since I've been able to update this incident, and I am now going to start releasing information on what happened, how far it went, and whether or not I'm satisfied with the results. Now, this update in particular will focus on what happened when I got home after my team and I served Alex Yelovats at his home on December 20th, 2016. Well, when I got home, I got a phone call from a Central Saanich Police sergeant named Paul Braley. As per my usual routine, I recorded the call. Now, at the time, it seemed like an innocent and unimportant call, not really worth publishing or even saving. Well, boy, was I ever wrong. This recorded call is a reminder. Always document your interactions with the police and keep that documentation, because you never know when you'll need to rely on it if the police accuse you of something. And if you have your interactions with them recorded, it serves as an objective record, which may protect you against unlawful legal action. This phone call is actually a perfect example of why I try to record everything. Absolutely every time you have an encounter with the police, you need to record it. Now, I'm just going to play the audio from this phone call. It's almost completely unedited, and I'll bring up some things that were said in this phone call later in a final video on this incident in the near future. So listen carefully. There's some things said here that seem innocent, but you'll see in upcoming videos on this, that was not the case. Thank God I recorded this call. Here it is. Enjoy. This is Dan.
Dan, is that Dan?
Who's this?
It's Paul Braley, Central Saanich Police.
How can I help you, sir?
Okay, perfect. I got the right person. So, Daniel, obviously you attempted to serve some papers on an address today. I actually have those papers. I just wanted to let you know that as of the moment they haven't been served on the individual. But what I wanted you to know is that I do have them, and I'm going to make them available, obviously, on the file to the City of Victoria. Okay, because your two, well, it includes Mr. Yelovats. He is a police officer. He refused to accept or retrieve them.
Okay.
So I just want to let you know that you've attempted to serve the documents. As far as I'm concerned, they're sort of, I have them now in the police department in Central Saanich, and I'm going to be in a position to ensure that they go to the Victoria, I guess the City of Victoria legal side.
Oh, they've already been served. That's Alex's copies.
Have they already been served on Victoria? I see Alex has not taken them, so he didn't even go out the door. He called us, and so I mean, you can claim that they've been served. He hasn't got a copy of them as it is at the moment, but I have placed them on a Central Saanich police file, and they will be available, and I'll be making sure that the City of Victoria knows that his copy are available for pickup.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, sir.
It's Bailey, Bayley.
Okay, and do you have a badge number?
Yes, I do. It's number 30.
Okay. So what I did was I dropped it at his feet when he refused to take it. So he has been served.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't want to get involved in the legalities.
Yeah.
I read your document, and it's well written, and I understand what you're trying to achieve. So I just wanted to let you know. Obviously, when you turn up at someone's house, I know you had a bad interaction, but it's also not a positive interaction when people go to their houses late at night as well. So it's probably easier to do it while the person works because they're always available then than it is at nighttime. But I do have the documents. I'm assuming that you believe that they're served, which is fine. But I have the document, and I'll make sure it's available to the lawyers which represent Alex through
I just had a couple
the Victoria Police Department.
I just had a couple of questions first.
Sure.
Did you come across these papers because you were just driving by and you saw them there?
No, I came across them because I was called.
And why were you called?
Because they were concerned that there was people trespassing on their property.
Oh no, that's not happening. No, I was serving a lawsuit and then leaving.
I know. I'm only telling you what police were called on that particular day or time. So
yeah. So when he refused
I'm not accusing you of any. I'm absolutely not accusing you of anything.
Yeah.
And any file that relates to that will say the fact.
Yeah. So when he refused to take them from my hand when I passed them to them, I dropped them at his feet. So he has indeed been served, sir. So those documents should not be in your possession at all.
Okay, well, he wanted them gone, so...
That's not up to him, sir. Sir, excuse me, sir, may I talk?
Sure you can.
That's not up to him.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you how it stands at the moment.
Yeah.
You probably legally serve them as long as you can articulate the service. That's not your problem, right?
Can I ask you another question, sir?
Sure you can.
Is it because he has a badge he feels he has extra rights to not be served lawsuits?
I would. Well, you'd have to ask him that, but I would say that isn't the case.
Yeah.
We get called all the time, so.
Yeah, it's just by you being called at your law enforcement, and somebody called you for something that wasn't against the law, and someone who's been served documents who refused to take them and had them dropped at their feet, he knows as well as I do and as well as you do that he has been served. And by you being in possession of those papers, something's really going wrong there. I'm probably going to have to file a complaint about that you're actually now in possession of those papers, sir.
Yeah, and that's totally within your right. There is a file, and you can get that information. And like I said, I mean, he wanted them gone. I took them. They're in a file. They're available to Mr. Yellowvat's counsel, which will be through the Victoria Police Department. So.
Yeah, with all due respect, sir, you know what you should have done?
What?
You should have told them that there's no laws being broken. Stop bothering us. We're busy.
Well, because we get called lots of times a year, as do Victoria Saanich, and we investigate. I'm not claiming that there was any offence committed by you by turning up. Yeah. I'm not thinking it's the thing to turn up at 9 o'clock at night at a house, but were you doing anything wrong? I would probably say not, but was it the best use of your ability to serve documents on a police officer at his own house late at night? It's probably not the smartest move. You could have got him many other times.
Can I just
actually working?
Can I just say one more thing, and it's probably best to let you go because I know you're busy.
Okay.
I actually the problem I had with him, I tried to go about it the right way.
Yeah.
And going about it the right way actually turned out to be a big hilarious joke in the eyes of the law and the Police Act and the complaints process. So that's how we got to where we are today. So for the record, I actually tried to go about it the right way from day one. And due to the corruption in the complaints process, mainly it's one of your sergeants there, his name's Greg. He abetted the cover-up of the complaint that I made. So that's actually how we got to this situation. And to be honest with you, I would have served Mr. Yellowvat's the lawsuit at his work as I did to Constable Kirkwood 2 months ago. But when I served Constable Kirkwood 2 months ago at the Victoria Police Department, Sergeant Matt Waterman came out and advised me not to film at the police station anymore. So I thought, well, I guess, Matt's got a good point, because Matt said that there's private crimes that are being reported at the police station and I shouldn't record there. And I said, you got a really good point there, because when I came in to report the crimes that Sergeant Yellowvat's did to me, someone could have recorded that. So he did have a good point. So I thought, you know what? I probably shouldn't take it to the police station. And as per the advisement of Sergeant Matt Waterman.
Yeah, I think it's too bad that your interaction with the police has been poor. I mean, I don't I don't like that. We're a smaller police department. We try not to deal with that. Did you say you actually went to the OPCC and they didn't take your complaint?
They covered it up. Yeah, I have proof of it.
Well, you're probably within your right to do what you are doing. I'm not claiming that, and I think it's too bad that it actually came to this. But you are going the right. I guess you're going the right way about trying to do this. I don't think it's a great way of doing it late at night, but if you've exhausted all opportunities, then you are where you are now.
Yeah.
So
like
now
I
you
said,
just have to try and get it going through the courts.
Like I said, I tried to start it with a complaint going through the proper channels, and when they told me to politely go pound sand, that's when I thought there's more to this. This is not what they're supposed to be doing. I did some research on the Police Act, and I did a little digging, and I found a lot of dirt. And even your sergeant down there at Central Saanich, Greg there, he played a big part in covering up this whole mess.
Greg, you're talking about at Central Saanich?
Yeah.
Greg Johnson?
Greg Johnson, he investigated it, and he covered it up for... he downplayed the whole thing. He left out a lot of the evidence that I told him that I had in the investigation, and that went to Crown Counsel, and then they all colluded to decide that there wasn't enough... There wasn't... it didn't meet the charge standard for assault, even though there's a video of me being assaulted. There's pictures of an assault, and he admits on the video that he's assaulting me. And it's funny, too, because previously, a year before that, somebody claimed that I assaulted them, and all the police had was a verbal statement and an email, and I got prosecuted for it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so this is all going public, and everyone on Vancouver Island and British Columbia and Canada, and probably lots of places in the States, are going to know all about this, and it's going to be very public.
Well, I'll you know what? There's a process to follow. You're obviously a smart man that knows the process, so I will let you follow it, and then that'll be as may how it works out. And like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to let you know what we were doing and why we were called. And I'm not claiming, and my report does not claim that you did anything. All I'm saying is that when someone calls the police and they're concerned about their safety, we go. It just happened on this time. It was another police officer. If you'd have done the same, we'd have come and supported you. So,
that's funny.
I'm at Central Saanich.
That's funny you say that, sir, because when he assaulted me, I called 911, and you know what they told me? This was on a Friday night. They told me to call back on Monday.
Oh, God.
This is all going public, sir.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't want to be a cog in this thing, and I'm appearing to be, but I'll let you deal with it as you may. And it's a complicated justice system, and it'll probably take time. But
yeah. And sorry, were you a sergeant?
Yes, I was.
Sergeant Bailey?
Yes.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate your professionalism.
No problem, Daniel.
I will tell you right now, I do not hate police officers or law enforcement. Yep. What I do not like is when Canadian citizens have their rights and freedoms thrown out the door, thrown out like bathwater when real issues come up. And that's why we're here tonight, sir. I'm not here because the complaint process works, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, we probably wouldn't be here if the complaint process had gone the way you would hope it to be. But I don't look after the complaint process. I'm just doing my job tonight, and
I appreciate that, sir.
If you ever call us, we will give you the same support that we give the officers that live in our community. And just because you've had a bad interaction with one or two doesn't mean it's always going to be the same. So
I appreciate that, sir.
Luck, and I will no doubt speak to you again at some other time.
I appreciate your professionalism, sir.
Perfect. Thanks, Daniel.
You have a safe. Oh, it's Dan. You have a safe shift, sir.
Sorry.
You have a safe shift, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.